Welcome in, faithful. Exciting news out of the Trey area this past weekend as we finally got to see our rookie quarterback on the field in action against not as many backups as you would have thought. The Chiefs actually rolled out their starting unit for a good chunk of that first half. And it was a great opportunity to really see what Lance was about. But on this video, Jose and I are going to be going through each of the plays, doing a little bit of a live reaction here. So definitely enjoy the video. And Jose, before we get into it, though, just some quick thoughts.
Well, I mean, if you look at it just like a stat line point of view, because that's the way I did it, I didn't watch a single second of that game, just like I won't watch a single second of the remaining 3 preseason games. But if you look at the stats alone, the 128 passing yards kind of jump at you, but then you kind of take a step back and know that 80 of those yards came on one play on his only touchdown of the game, which is a highlight reel that we've been seeing all over 49ers Twitter. And a lot of conversations have been started because of that one pass. But as far as his stat line itself, it wasn't anything. It wasn't terrible. He didn't have a terrible game, which is actually a really good thing. Knowing that he hasn't played meaningful football in actually in a really long time, I thought it was okay. I'm excited to see what he'll do the next couple of games.
Well, good news for you. There's only the 2 games left, not 3 more preseason games left, only the 2. But let's go ahead and fill in the gaps of what happened in that game besides that 80-yard bomb. All right, Jose. So starting this thing off, let's take a look here. So first play for Lance. Okay, so a little bit of a play action. Scrambling. And this was just a bad drop by Ayuk right there. And unfortunately, this is just where like the Niners offensive line just wasn't up to par with the pass rush that the Chiefs were sending in this game. This is where it was really apparent. Oh yeah, the Chiefs still have their starting defense out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually something that we've been seeing from this Niners offensive line. Not a whole lot, but whenever it does happen, it seems like there's just a very, very lack of blitz, or not even a blitz. It was just 3-man rush, and even they could get into it. But whenever our offensive line looks bad, they look really, really bad. But it's very rare that you see those types of plays from that offensive line.
Yeah, and even more disappointing offensive line news, though. Aaron Banks, our 2nd-round draft pick, he is going to be shelved with a shoulder injury. Let's see. Yeah, just
I mean, there's not much he could have done there.
Brunskill just knocked down on the ground. That was all offensive line breakdown there. All right, this is the big play, the money play. And just in the bucket.
Yep.
So Sherfield, he's looking good to make the roster, though, so good for him.
Yep.
Let's take one more because we know that is the money highlight of the weekend here.
Right.
All right. Play action, roll out. A lot of grass in front of him and just plenty of time to make that deep pass. So everything you like to see in a Kyle Shanahan offense with some boots and some rollouts.
Right. That was about to say, I was about to say the same thing. That's a Kyle Shanahan staple right there of any of Kyle Shanahan's offense is you get that bootleg kind of play action pass, get the whole defense thinking one side and then really shoot one guy to the opposite side of the field. And you have a one-on-one. All he has to do is beat the guy over the top, of which Sherfield does, able to do that pretty easily. And right there, it's just up to the quarterback to really put it underneath the receiver, let him have some space, and hopefully he gets underneath it enough to where he could just explode for a big play like that. But I mean, that's just a typical Kyle Shanahan type of design right there.
Yeah, perfect. Right in the bucket. And I guess that's another big question, though, whenever people like talk about this, is that throw in itself. That throw being, we haven't seen that from Jimmy Garoppolo. Does this throw change anything in your mind? We've been pretty firm on Jimmy being the starter.
I don't know. I think I've seen Jimmy throw similar passes to that. Obviously, Trey Lance might have an advantage as far as arm strength, but I think Jimmy Garoppolo is very, very capable of making passes just like that. I think it all just comes down to one, offensive line giving him the time to be able to do that, and the other thing is a receiver being able to get open. As long as those 2 things happen, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is more than capable of making that type of throw week in and week out.
Beautiful throw, though, by Lance. Beautiful play.
Yeah,
design.
very good. Yeah,
good
very
vision.
Good
there we go. Again, so I guess I didn't have to go back. We had 3 more replays of it too. Just missing Greg Papa on the call with the Trey area. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he might have to tweak that one a little bit.
Yeah, we could work on it. We'll have some time to work on that.
Okay, and then just protection breakdown again. Just so a couple sacks already there. A little underneath, nothing special. Let's see. Backed up on your own goal line. I think this is actually
This is
another
a
real
good one.
impressive
Yeah.
throw. Able to find Charlie Warner out there. And
Mhm.
I think this is just one of those play calls too that you're able to test out in a preseason game, because we've known the Niners to be a little bit conservative when they're backed up on their own goal line here. So put the faith in the rookie quarterback to throw out of his own end zone, I think is really good, great play call. And look how much space Warner had behind him.
Yeah, he's going to be expected to make, if he ever does get a shot at starting minutes this upcoming season, he's going to be expected to make a lot of those throws. Actually,
Not a good drop for someone who's trying on the roster bubble right there.
that's also a really good throw too.
Yeah, he
Under
put it on
duress
it.
and able to and put it on him.
And just sailed him a little bit off, but tough sideline throw too. Actually, that was off Richie James' hands. Now I look at it again.
Yeah, I've seen Richie James Jr. make plenty of catches more difficult than that.
Yeah, but also a big note on Richie, though. He's been making a lot of drops, though. Is he going to be on this team?
I mean, we need somebody to return kicks, right?
Well, if you look at the depth chart right now, Brandon Ayuk is leading the punt returns.
Ooh, that's interesting then for Richie James.
Yeah, if he's not involved in the kicking game, then it's going to be very difficult for him to make the cut.
Right.
Moving forward. Again, just sets his feet, and I mean, Richie's got to come down with that. That one was almost a pick.
Right. That could have easily been picked off. Yeah.
Being able to identify the defender underneath, I think that's just going to be part of the learning curve right there. But
right.
Yeah, he could have easily gotten picked there. Just obviously the defender got his hands on it, just couldn't come down with it. That's one of those where they say that's why he's playing defense.
Right. I mean, that's a typical rookie quarterback throw right there. I mean, that's just things that you kind of learn within time. Those types of schemes aren't really played in the college game. Usually that defender that's underneath usually is actually looking to either rush the quarterback or is looking to defend on the run. And they usually can't get back on time in college, especially at the FCS level. But when you're dealing with, NFL defensive guys, those guys could go from run defense to pass defense in 0.2 seconds. So that's just things that you have to really learn as you go, and he'll learn it.
Had Warner. Warner had a little bit of room. Yeah, he should hit him on that one.
Yeah. You'd like to see him hit him on the numbers there.
So just the left side just didn't even have a chance. Barely even got a little bit of his hands on him, and then sure enough, Trey just got to run for it. All these sacks, just offensive line looking rough, and I think that's another part of the story too, right? With Jimmy being a less than mobile quarterback as well. This offensive line if they're struggling with Trey in there, then Jimmy, they got to hold up a little bit more. I guess this is where you would probably say, though, Jimmy has a quick release. And that's going to save him in a lot of situations there. But this doesn't give me a lot of faith in that unit as a whole. But Trent's not out there, so at least there's that. At least that left side.
Oh, that'll help out a lot once he's in there.
The top 42 NFL player, Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a rough little fumble there. The guy just managed to get his hand just right on him. Just definitely got to hold on to that thing a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's the second one that you would say is a very pickable ball there.
100%. Yeah.
Try to squeeze it in between two defenders over the middle. And he's just overestimating his arm here. I think it's a little bit of like Jay Cutler on this one. Guy's got a great arm talent, but every now and then you're not going to make every tight window throw. That's definitely a tight window there. This is where I was surprised. I didn't expect him to see him the second half at all.
I was surprised too that they brought him out, but get him a little bit more comfortable, especially after getting sacked 4 times. You never really want to leave out on that.
Yeah, got a little bit of a freeze there. Okay,
but unfortunately, it just didn't get any better in that last drive. So
in total, 5 for 14. Got that big touchdown and then 128 yards, but very mixed bag for Trey Lance in his rookie debut, his preseason debut. This version of Trey Lance, I don't think is ready to be out there starting week 1 against the Lions, but you can only assume that we'll see a little bit more come out in the playbook the next couple weeks, I would anticipate.
No, yeah, I mean, definitely it's rough when your first real meaningful game happens to be, against Kansas City. Like you mentioned, they were actually playing a lot of first unit guys for the majority of that first half. So it was never going to be an easy task for him against that team. And even the second unit guys, I mean, that's a team with a lot of depth and a lot of talent on that team. So it was never going to be easy for him. Obviously, the offensive line didn't do him any favors by some of the lackluster coverage that they provided for him. Those 4 sacks, I think, really hinders his progress as far as confidence goes. So I would really like for him to just not even think about this game anymore. Be like, okay, that was, as good as I could possibly do, coming off of a season in college football that really didn't mean much. I wouldn't say it was a terrible, terrible performance by him, but it also wasn't good. It also wasn't something other than the big touchdown pass. It really was nothing you can really gauge as far as his talent going forward. I mean, it is what a rookie quarterback is supposed to look like on his first preseason game. So I don't put too much value in it. Like I said last week or a couple weeks ago now, that it doesn't really matter what he did in this preseason. To me, Jimmy Garoppolo was still going to be the starter if he played well. Jimmy Garoppolo was still going to be the starter if Trey Lance played bad. So to me, it's not much. It doesn't hinder his process at all, in my opinion.
Great opportunity to shine in the second preseason game as they have the Chargers. Brandon Staley has shown he's from that Sean McVay school of thought where the starters almost don't play at all. So I would anticipate a lot of backups, a lot of third string guys. So definitely an opportunity for Trey Lance to shine. But anyway, what did you think of Trey Lance's performance in the first preseason game? Leave a like on this video and, of course, hit that subscribe button. Juju Talk Sports, Jose Corral. We'll see you next time.